Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be comparing the Exalted Truth and the Rose to see which 140 hand cannon is truly the best of the bunch, regardless of slot. Let's look at our Rose here. This is probably the best one I've gotten. We've got Slide Shot, so you don't have to reload. And we've got Snapshot, which is going to buff our ADS speed, and it is going to buff our stability a little bit since it is enhanced. Since it is a comp weapon, it has grips as well. For today's video, we're actually going to use... I don't know really what... Normally I use polymer grip, but I think a lot of people are going to want to see with smooth grip, so we'll use smooth grip today. We've got Hammer Forge for more range, and we're going to use ballistics as well. So all around, crazy stats, 79 range, 63 stability, 67 handling. Really good range on a Rose here. That's just going to be our Rose standard. And then we're going to compare it to the Exalted Truth God Roll here. This is the one I use all the time now. Obviously with Lone Wolf, Eye of the Storm, Accurized, Small Bore, and a Range Masterwork here with Ballistics as well. We're going to use them on Lucky Pants Hunter, just so we can buff the hand cannons equally. We're going to play Solar Hunter here today as well. We're going to pair the Rose with the Scavenger's Fate, and we're going to pair the Exalted with the Deadlock here. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into the gameplay. Alright guys, Radiant Cliffs. We're going to start the Rose here, since I think that's the one people are most used to seeing and using. I don't use Rose that much these days, but it is still obviously an amazing hand cannon here. Let me not die off the rip to make this thing look bad, because it's obviously a top tier hand cannon. A nice little 3-tap there. I do like the snapshot roll. I wish I had an opening shot one. Just help with consistency for that first shot, but snapshot is always going to be really nice. Somehow we live. We'll take that. Absolutely. Nice little 3-tap. The one thing with Rose, even though its base stats are a little bit lower than Exalted in some areas, it is a lightweight weapon for one, so it gives you plus 20 mobility. And its base aim assist is a lot higher than Exalted Truth. I believe it's like a 12 or 13 aim assist difference. So without Lone Wolf, a Rose is going to be considerably stickier than Exalted Truth. Which in the end is what's going to matter a lot when you're trying to hit repeated shots, trying to get that 3-tap. So Rose looking as good as advertised so far, I cannot lie. This roll I really like because it's got a lot of range. 79 range for a Rose is pretty high. So we can really go for some of those longer range 3-taps. And as well as Slide Shot gives us more range. Bird that first shot. Oh, look, he missed that shotgun shot, so. Just not able to get him. But Rose looking very good. And again, the thing that's really nice with Rose, you can play super aggressive with it because you have Slide Shot combined with the higher aim assist. So you can play a lot faster with Rose than you can with like something like Exalted Truth. We'll take the strip line kill. So if you're an aggressive player, Rose is going to be obviously really nice. And I would say that Rose... It's either Rose or Fatebringer that's best in slot. So, there is some competition in Rose's slot. It's not like it's undisputed. I mean, some people probably would say that Rose is better than Fatebringer. Maybe even me too. I think the handling and the feel of Rose, I think, is a little bit better than Fatebringer. That little like flashlight on the side of the barrel is kind of obstructive. So Rose with this very clean gun model, great stats, that comp weapon, very customizable, lots of great perk options here on Rose as well. The extra versatility, I think, does, give it the edge over the Fatebringer. Which matters because if you're going to compare it to something like Exalted Truth, which is the best in its own slot, I think you have to at least start with, is Rose even the best hand cannon in the slot? And I think it is. Even years after this gun has come out, it is still such a pursuit weapon. People still play comp every week, trying to get this thing like with a good roll. So I'll have to give Rose the edge in that regard. does feel very nice too. One thing that is about Rose and Exalted Truth, though, is that no fault of Rose's own, I think that the weapons you can pair with Exalted are a little bit better. You can obviously pair Rose with something like a Duality, a Slug Shotgun, a Legato, and an Inquisitor soon. That Dungeon Shotgun, but I think in terms of like pellet shotguns, obviously you can't use something like Deadlock, but great showing from our Rose there. Let's get into our Exalted Truth game. Alright, so we're loading into a game in progress here with our Exalted Truth, so not exactly the fairest, but oh my god, he's got messed up by Final Warning guy over here. And while one thing I can tell right off the bat, Rose does have that clear advantage when it comes to just handling when Suro Synergy is not up. Just all around, when the handling, when it comes to handling, Rose is feeling better. That stickiness, though, from Exalted is just insanity, though. Why is that guy just starts flying in? And I would say as well, I do like Deadlock better than Scavenger's Fate. Even though Scavenger's is an amazing shotgun, I'm definitely more of a fan of Deadlock than I am Scavenger's, just because it's faster. I really do value that handling speed on my shotgun, especially being able to switch to it. And so my Deadlock roll where I have Burst Detector and Closing Time, I don't even need to use Dexterity mods. So I do like that versatility, being able to put all my mods on my arms, especially towards my shotgun. Reach out. Missed that shot. Last word guy here. Is he gonna push? The base range on this Exalted Truth is not that much better than my Rose, but it is still a little bit better. Oh man, I couldn't get my melee off. I don't know. It's very hard to compare the thing because obviously, like this hand cannon, you're gonna be more like playing safely and going and like laning, but Rose, because you have the slide shot, you can really go for those more aggressive plays. And Exalted Truth does get tagged 3 times. What the heck? I would say Exalted Truth does get slide shot as well, but the thing with that is if you're gonna use a slide shot Exalted Truth, I think Rose is clearly better just because the aim assist on Rose is way higher, so it's way easier to hit shots. So I think in terms of aggressive play, Rose has got this hand cannon beat. Now, in terms of just all-around hand cannon play, because obviously when you're playing against better players, the game is going to slow down. You're not going to be able to make as many aggressive plays because you'll get punished if you make like a small mistake. And so that's where something like Exalted Truth, where you can play a little bit more safely and take advantage of hitting your shots a little bit more easily, comes into play. Rather than a Rose. And I'm not saying you can't make aggressive plays when you're using when you're going against better players, but they do happen like less frequently, and you really have to pick your spots. So the advantage that Rose has is going to come up a little bit less often against better players than what Exalted Truth is bringing here, which is just hitting your shots as much as possible all the time. So, and I do think as well, I did mention it before, but the special weapon pairings on Exalted Truth I think are a tad bit better than Rose. You obviously have things like Deadlock, you have things like Chaperone. I believe there's a good kinetic fusion rifle. Maybe not. But especially, I'm mostly thinking of Chaperone here. Chaperone, still one of the best specials in the game. Great shots from him. Damn, even that Strain guy left. What the heck? But I do really value that stickiness that Exalted Truth is bringing. Even though Rose was feeling really great, that aim assist. And one thing that could be skewing the results here as well is that because I'm in Rumble, we are getting the maximum benefits of Lone Wolf up all the time. So normally when you're playing in a game, the aim assist on Exalted Truth is not going to be quite as high, but I think that was still a good game to show it off. Alright guys, so after using both weapons as a refresher, the strength of Rose here is obviously going to be slide shot paired with its high base aim assist. So you can go for lots of crazy aggressive plays. However, those aggressive plays can be getting punished or can get punished when you're going against better teams. So when you're using something like Rose, you have to really pick your spots really well in terms of when you're going to go for those aggressive plays. And so I think all around, the ease of use of Exalted Truth, even though it's, for one, handling not as great as this Rose here. Although this Rose roll doesn't have that much more handling than Exalted Truth. Exalted Truth, though, does have a remedy for that with an Suro Synergy, which does buff your handling by 40 and give you 20% flinch resist. So when you combine your flinch resist with your Eye of the Storm, which buffs your accuracy as you're getting shot, and then you have the Lone Wolf for additional aim assist, there is no 140 in the game that gives out crits like Exalted Truth. Even Rose, with its crazy high base aim assist of 85. I also believe the special weapon pairings for the Exalted Truth are a little bit better. You have things like, obviously, like Rose, or not Rose, I'm sorry, Chaperone and Deadlock. Really, really great special weapons to use. You can also use sniper rifles as well. But I think in this meta, when you only get like one shot a sniper per trials round, you don't really see as many sniper rifles going around. So I think you're going to want to get a special weapon that can consistently get you value in those situations where you need it. So I think a shotgun or like a fusion rifle is going to be perfect for that situation. It's not like Rose has bad options either. You obviously have things like Scavenger's Fate, great. Prophet of Doom, great. Duality, great. Zealot's Reward, great. So I do think it's pretty close between these hand cannons. You can't really go wrong by using either or. And it does depend on what kind of weapon loadout you want to use because they are in different slots. But for my money, if I had to pick one legendary hand cannon to use over the other, I would go for Exalted Truth here just because the ease of use of hitting the shots is just unmatched. So, and that really is the name of the game when you're going to get up against better players is, are you going to be able to hit your shots consistently and deal that damage to get pressure? Because you don't even necessarily need to get kills to get advantage on the map or in the game, because there are obviously going to be times where you're going to want to hold different parts of the map, and the way you get that space is by dealing damage. And so if you're gunning people more consistently, aka hitting more shots than them, you're going to be able to move and take spaces of the map that you're going to really need to win those rounds. So I'm going to have to give the edge to Exalted Truth here over Rose, even though Rose is obviously an S tier hand cannon, which is really good. So yeah, there you go, guys. Exalted Truth is the winner here, guys. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.